Welcome to the Entrepreneurial CPA Show. We're going to take a deep dive in the knowledge needed to break free of the box and become the world-changing entrepreneur we know you want to be. I'm Garrett, your head of the practical, and I'm here with Mr. Theoretical, Dr. Sean. But before we get started today, I think Dr. Sean's got something to tell you about an accounting show coming up.
I do actually, yeah, I do. So the accounting show is coming up right here in Manhattan at the Javits Center, and I do know that it's taking place right in the middle of the summer on July 11th and 12th. But for all of us who are always in need of some education credits, it's a possible total of 100 credits at this show, and it's all free. So it's an amazing show, made even better by the fact that both Garrett and I are going to be there doing talks, doing panels, and actually filming some in-person live episodes of our show. So, I mean, you have to come.
You've got to. There's a link down below. Check it out. Click on the link. Go register. We hope to see everybody there. So now for today's show, while you're watching, today's show is brought to you by Prolera, reminding you that CPE doesn't have to be a grind. And Hay & Rock Solutions, who provides the roadmap, the advisory service Promised Land. On today's show, we're going to talk about problem solving, how to think about solving problems at your firm, in your life, at your business, with your clients to help you be more successful. So Dr. Sean, as always, kick us off.
Okay, thanks for that. And I don't know who actually said it, but there's a quote that I've seen posted, tweeted, books everywhere saying that, oftentimes in life and work, you don't control the items that then happen to you, right? But you are always in control of how you react to those problems. And I do think that sort of having that mindset is an important, is an important place to start. Right, because everybody has problems, individually, at home, at work, education. There are always problems, and it's important to always be able to sort of take a step back and to actually look at the problem or issue by itself. And I know that it can be hard to do that. I know I can have some issues sometimes doing it personally, but actually being able to understand what the problem is the most important step to actually solving it. Right, because it's often like if a person has a headache, they're going to have some Advil, right, or some ibuprofen, right. But the problem isn't the headache. The problem is the hydration, right, that then hasn't happened that day. So it's important to always go in and to actually analyze what the problem is, as opposed to just treating the sort of current symptom.
I like it. I think as you're talking there, problem solving is very important as we shift into more advisor work, because in advisor work, there's more problems to solve. I see something back there.
Yeah. That was Patches.
I was going to let it go. I was trying to kind of like keep it under wraps. You can tell this is live, by the way, clearly by that.
Obviously live, yeah.
So problem solving. Because in the past, a tax return or an audit, there's a little bit of problem solving. There's not much. When we move into the world of providing advisory services, we can make a lot more money for less work, all that promised land that offers, and we become this entrepreneurial CPA with this transition. A lot of what we're doing is solving problems for our clients that are more than just a tax return or an audit. And Dr. Sean, you hit it great with your headache analogy of as every problem and every issue, there's a lead and a lag indicator. So with the headache, the lag indicator is the headache. And really, just like some problems with our client, if they have problems with the widget they're producing, the problem isn't, okay, the widgets weren't produced on time. What's the lead indicators that are causing that to happen? Just like with your headache. All right, I don't drink enough water. I ate the wrong kind of food. I'm in air conditioning or too much heat for the day. What's causing it? How do we look at that? And that's something we want to think about as we communicate and we talk with our clients, or we try and look at efficiencies in our own organization. What are the lead and lag indicators? That's how we really break down these problems. And then we think, okay, once we identify those issues, those problems, those lead indicators, what's the most important one? And how do we make about reducing the impact that has. Can we improve it? Can we eliminate it? You know, Dr. Sean, do we just got to tell you to say drink 8 glasses of water a day? And we put a little alert on your watch, your Apple Watch, that says like, okay, 5 down, 3 to go.
Yeah.
Those are the problems we got to solve, which are also dynamic, interesting, exciting for us as people to solve. It can be a little unsettling, but it's an exciting problem to work with your client and say, hey, the widgets that they're making aren't coming out right. How do we help you fix that? And of course, big picture, how do we help them save on taxes? And if we're doing audit, there's a clean opinion or a review or a comp, whatever it is. But that problem of how do we help them make sure that widget comes out right?
Yeah.
That's the exciting stuff. That's the great stuff that we've got to move into, and we've got to approach it differently. So Dr. Sean, do you have any tips to kind of help solve problems and how we can think about those differently, of how to solve our clients' problems?
Yeah, and I'm going to build off of your points there, Garrett, because doing a audit or a tax return or a compliance file or a compliance oriented type of project, obviously there are always problems and sort of items that then pop up during that. But I mean, overall, sort of the opening point and the end point and the processes that are in between are, I think, pretty obvious, right? All of us sort of know, sort of in general, how these projects and tasks are going to be worked. But going forward, and as we all try to move sort of up that service ladder into the higher level sort of planning and advisory services, is that a truth that all of us sort of have to realize as accountants working either in public practice or in industry? It's sort of uncomfortable truth that all of us have to realize is that basically doing that is helping our clients and customers sort of navigate those ambiguous sort of problems, right? The problems that, okay, I know that I have a problem here, but then I don't know the cause of the problem or actually how to fix it. So the whole idea and sort of mindset that I always try to take is that, okay, fine. So then I know that over here I do have some issue. Now, it could be anything. It could be product defects. It could be anything. But then, but sort of what steps are happening inside the firm that are causing that problem? And the only way to do that is to really know the business and to sort of go inside the business to help the management better understand their own internal processes. And by doing that, we are able to get better outcomes and also place ourselves up at that higher level, sort of partner level that all of us are trying to get to anyway. So to understand the problem, you first have to understand the process.
That's great. I mean, even if we look at our firm or any business that deals with clients as a revenue source, one of the most obvious, kind of lead indicators is the more often we proactively touch and engage our clients, the more revenue we're able to generate from those client arrangements. That's one of those biggest pieces that we've all overlooked, but it's that basic problem. How do we create more meaningful engagements with our clients to drive more revenue opportunities? But same thing, you had to just kind of look at your business, look at your model or your client. And like you said, ask them questions. Hey, what's going on? What's causing this defect? What happens before here? And keep going back and back from that point. And a lot of problem solving with our clients is asking your clients questions. Ask them the question, ask them another question, bring your knowledge into play that from the finance side, the big picture side of not being like them. They're in the weeds every day of making this widget. Think about what's going on. That's where you get started with problem solving. There's no magic formula to solving problems. It's, it's not debit and credit. It's not 1 + 1 is 2. So you've got some free form. You got to be creative. You got to solve problems. And sometimes, we've done episodes before of kind of thinking inside and outside the box, and you've got to deploy that mentality to start do that. But it's going to make you more successful as a result. And I know that you can get started. So with that, we're out of time. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Go back and think about how you can solve problems where you work with your clients to improve those relationships. Not sure where to start? Got questions? Want some help from some problem solvers? Reach out to us. We're always happy to help. For those of you that really want to take that next step and keep the learning going, and I'm talking to you out there watching today, check out our entrepreneurial groups. Get the coaching, the knowledge, and the accountability you need to be a success. More details on our website. There's a link below. Please check it out. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the little button to subscribe to our channel. Stay up to date. And as always, we challenge you today to take action to change the world and invest in yourself.